when should you start planning for your holiday campaigns and for the end of the year? How long does it take to run an effective campaign?
So in general, depending on the type of company, 3 to 4 months ahead, and that's just kind of a generic term. So I'll expand. So with that said, this year's going to be different. It's going to be tricky because there's new competitor out there that we've all been forced to face, and it's online and offline. And that new competitor is, do you know what it is?
Uh,
Yeah,
is it COVID?
logistics,
Ah,
so the supply chain. So this is something that we're all competing against and figuring out. So I think that is a key part to the success of any. So to think 3 to 4 months ahead is not just to think about your campaigns, but also think about how logistics is going to play a big part in that. So that would be that. So uh, to expand on that more, focusing on back order specials, pre-order specials, buy now, pay later, fear of missing out, FOMO messaging. Stores are really going to have to up their game when it comes to merchandising and inventory control. Retailers who have used are just going to, be content with using kind of a cookie cutter campaign approach that they used last year, 40% off or whatever. It's not going to work like that, and it can get them in some big trouble too. So I think a lot of things when it comes to planning this year, there's going to be more than just thinking about the traditional thoughts, but it's that supply chain. And
okay.
yeah, so COVID is kind of that answer, but even more specific, the logistics of the supply chain.
Is there a particular time of the year? Do you think it's best to start planning for the end of the year? Is it before October? Is it before Q4? Like when should businesses start getting this in their minds?
I think every 90 days we should be planning because things change so quickly as we've realized. We have to be agile. And
Hmm.
that's why we love using Active Campaign because it's so agile. You can do so much with the database and how you work with the database, but also planning. Every 90 days because things just change so quickly. You need to be able to pivot very quickly as well. So if you've been running the same old campaigns and same old, doing the same things every 90 days, I think it's time for you to do some maybe we call A/B split testing, change the subject line, change the design or the hero image of this website, or do something different. Really small changes can make big differences.
And we normally give, let's say, if you want to test a strategy, marketing strategy, we allow 90 days to see results of that strategy. So even if it's a social media promo or if it's a Facebook ad you're running, you wanna give it 90 days. So being the end of the year, nothing should change really. You should probably now is a great time, I would say, to start setting a goal maybe for the next 3 months by the end of the year, what you want to do, and then use this time to test your strategy. If you want to get more, if you want to build a database, start doing something around that. You have plenty of time until the end of the year to build your database. That's what I would do.
So planning for the end of the year, it never really ends. It should always just
Never
kind
ends.
of
No,
just kind of be a thing that you're always doing, right?
because you think, oh, it's the end of the year, maybe I should just relax. No, every 3 months you have to do something. So yeah,
Your competition is not relaxing.
yeah, your competition is not relaxing.
Holiday campaigns take quite a bit of time and planning to get in place. Brandon says 3 to 4 months, and Giovanna and Milena say that the planning never really begins or ends. This year will also look a bit different, even more so than last year because of the recent supply chain and logistics situation. Shipping times are longer, inventory is lower, but customer expectations might be the same. So communication will be critical during this holiday season to ensure that you're setting expectations that accurately reflect the situation at hand. You can get out ahead of that by beginning those communications and having those conversations now. Your end of the year campaign, ideally, is a continuation of the marketing activities that you've been doing all year. They're just applied to the holiday season. Now, this reminds me of something that our friend and best-selling author John Jantsch said at Content Marketing World. Do we have that clip somewhere? Do you have any advice for business owners or companies or marketing departments in terms of getting prepared for the holidays?
Yeah, start in the summer. I mean, that's part of the challenge with that is there's this big time. And for a lot of businesses, maybe it's 70% of their revenue, right? I mean, they're very dependent on this big time and they always wait till like, okay, what are we going to do now?
Right.
And I think that it's like a lot of things. You actually start planting the seeds. You are actually start building relationships all year long. That's going to give you the opportunity then to maybe send 10 emails in a month or something when that would feel a little heavy if you did that all the time. So you sort of earn the right to get extra promotional in that time when their intent to buy is really high, but it's a year-long thing. It's not something that you just gear up for in Q4.